Okay, time for another session of cooking keto meals. I've cheated a little bit. I've got the steak on. So, I've got a nice piece of steak, fairly cheap. And let me see if I get the video pointing the right way. Here we go. So that's sizzling away. We're going to let that cook for quite a bit. Cooking it in butter right now. I might add some oil into it. And now I'm going to start with all the other bits and pieces for the meal. So you can see it's empty here right now. Start with a few of these square boxes. And a heating pad. I'm going to cook some of those microwave vegetables. So let's see, we got some broccoli. This is 6 grams of carb per serving, and 3 servings, so 18 grams of carb in that one packet. If I don't want to have 6, that's 3 grams each. It's worth knowing these vegetables are not carb free. And this one is 4 grams of carbs, 16 grams of carbs in that. So when you take 18 of that and 16 of that, that's 34 grams. You want 6 dishes, that's 6 grams of carbs per dish. So this is why the meals end up being 12 to 15 carbs, because 6 grams, just vegetables. Let's see if we got anything lower. Broccoli tends to be better, but even this is 4 grams, 14 grams of carbs in this one. So I think we said there was 18 in this one, which is broccoli, cauliflower, and 14 in this one. So altogether, let's spread this one out too. For 3 vegetables for 6 dishes, we're talking 8 carbs per dish, just on the vegetables. So this is not. We're low carb, but understand these vegetables are not very free. It's the protein which is pretty much free. The vegetables cost us. So these are microwavable, 5.5 minutes each. So stick that in. Now, from my perspective, I prefer to boil the veg and cook it the old way, if you like, that we did in England. But sometimes it's just more convenient to do microwave. The one thing I worry about is the microwave getting too hot. You put it on for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, back to back, back to back. It might overheat, and I've had that before with a fuse glue, so you've got to be careful of that. So now I'm looking for the protein. I've got some steak, but I like to have more than one protein when I'm making the dinners. So I'm going to look and see what I got in the cupboard. I'm not overly fussy. So I do have some of this grill ready chicken from Tyson. This is 2 grams of carbs per serving size 3 ounces, and so which is probably about 4 or 5 pieces of chicken. So this is going to add another couple of grams. Let me see, I can skillet this around the steak. So that's what I should do. It's from frozen. I should stick it in around the steak and then just let's see how that looks. Let me get some sizzle. More flavour. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of oil. This is canola oil. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the steak. Now we've got some chicken, we've got some steak, which will be our main protein. We've got these 3 vegetables. She'll be ready in about 20 minutes. Let's have a look and see what else we got. So while I'm doing this, I also want to cook. I didn't do breakfast today. I got called out, so I'm going to do my breakfast at the same time. Breakfast is going to be scrambled eggs and a piece of ham. So I've got these pork chops, which from Ralph's. These are fantastic. They're pre-cooked. They have a little bone in them. I cut the bone out, give it to the dog, heat it up with cheese on top. It's just like bacon. And the scrambled egg is, I think I've shown the scrambled egg before. The process for me is 3 eggs in a cup. And what I've done this week, which I haven't done before, but inspired by Gordon Ramsay a little bit. Apart from, I'm trying to be low carb and he uses everything, but as we want to get fat in the diet, I've found this full cream, whipping cream, this stuff here, and I'm sticking that some in the eggs. And the eggs come out a bit whitish, but that's okay. Now, being an Englishman, I use a pint glass to mix stuff up. That's more of a man hack, I think. I'm sure ladies use something more proper. But me, just a pint glass for that. Now, for good or for bad, I used to make scrambled egg in a pan, and now I use it in the microwave. I take a cereal bowl, a decent size slab of butter, remember we want fat, and an almost equal size slab of pure coconut oil. So I'm showing you this because I think when people start keto, they don't always know. They see a recipe, but they don't really see the guys use it. They don't really see what it means. This coconut oil, should you melt it first? Do you just literally scoop it out of the bowl? Well, their answer is, yeah, I scoop it out of the bowl with a knife. And you got to be careful with this stuff. You can't start with a lot of this stuff because it's a bit delicate on the tummy. Your tummy rumbles a bit after you have this stuff. So now I'm about even. 50% butter, 50% coconut oil. You can see from here, I put quite a bit in there. And then on top of that, I just pour in my eggs and cream mixture that I've beat together. And stick it in the microwave for about 3 minutes. I'll put it on there for 3:30, and then every minute, open it up, give it a stir, break it up, otherwise you'll have an omelette. Now I gotta get a paper towel. Right, so one vegetables are done. Let's put my knife and fork on a paper towel. I'm going to wash them out in a second. Oh. Alright, one lot of veggies. Right, now it's time to finish my cup of tea off. So I'm making a cup of tea over here. It's the best English way of doing things. And this is, I like to try to multitask. It is a project management. So I like to do one thing while I'm doing another thing. So steak and chicken are cooking. The tea was brewing. The veggies were cooking, and we were prepping the thing. Now I'm going to do a bit of clean up. Get the bowl, get the hot water running. I want the hot water now because when that bowl comes out of the microwave, it's going to be hot. So after I empty it out, I want to put it on the hot water. If I put it on the cold water, it's going to crack. So I like to get the water warm now. And while I'm doing that, I can rinse all the egg out of the pint glass. Nothing worse than a pint of beer with egg in it. But because I'm on keto, I don't have a pint of beer right now anyhow. So I guess the truth would be nothing worse than a pint of water with egg in it. So I let that warm up. Also rinse the egg off the fork. I'm going to use the fork to rinse around to stir around the eggs in the microwave. Right, let's get our plate out. We're ready to plate our pork chop. Alright, quickly stir the egg, bear with me. start that. So again, these pork chops, they come bone in. They're fully cooked. I cut the bone out for the dog. And stick some cheese on top of it and stick it in the microwave. And you see, being a man, the microwave features way more than it probably needs to. But that's us men for you, lazy. There's the bone. My dog will have that in a bit. In the bowl, he'll get that. So how much cheese is too much cheese? That's no. So when a bit of bone there. When I started this diet, I was always worried about that. You know, how much fat is too much fat? How much cheese is too much fat? How big a portion? You know, a big guy. You know, is 3 bits of bacon too much? 6 bits of bacon too much? Well, you get a pork chop. It's easy. It's 1 pork chop. I have 3 or 4 bits of bacon when I have bacon, especially American bacon. You know, a lot of fat in it, very streaky, but. I don't have bacon every day because I do worry how healthy can it be if you have it every single day. So cheddar cheese for me, just a bag. Like I say, remember this is not a great cooking show. This is all about cooking keto. I got a fistful of cheese, and I'm just gonna layer it right over the top of that puppy. Looks a bit like this, and just lay it over the top, and I'm gonna microwave that for about a minute. Then I'm going to pour the scrambled egg on top, and that's going to be my breakfast. I'm going to add a little bit of sour cream to it, and if I have avocado, I'd have avocado. Instead I have some guacamole. So I found that some rouse avocados go off all the time, so I've just put in a teaspoon of this, tablespoon of this. That's the difference, the size, teaspoon, tablespoon. It's just straightforward sour cream, straightforward guacamole. No low fat or anything like that, it's all full fat stuff. Right, I should have stirred the egg some more. Got hot water in the bowl. You can see where we're at. See, it's like I said, guys, if you forget to stir it, it comes out like an omelette. Right, this is why I've got my hot plate over here. Sort that out. Let's put this in for about a minute. Maybe a minute and 20. And while I'm doing that, I'll stir up the scrambled egg. And then in a couple of minutes, I'm going to turn that steak over. Just try to let it sear in. So I like my steak medium to medium well, a little bit more than medium. I certainly don't like the blood raw. You know, most Englishmen like it well done. So I've got a bit better than that since I came to America. But for the most part, medium to medium well. So what I'm going to do with these steamed vegetables, I'm going to start off by just emptying them in one of these plastic trays. And then I'll divvy them out. It's quite simple. So this is the broccoli. Smells lovely. And next one I think will be sprout. So remember, 16-18 grams in one. I think it's 16 grams of carb in one thing. I don't know if you can see what the broccoli this is. So you've got to spread it out and have it over several meals. You can't eat all that at once, it'll be really bad for you. Right, let's take a look at the steak. I'm going to bring this over in and see if I can show it. Let me see where the camera's right there in the middle. This is the steak. Hopefully you can see it sizzling away. And the chicken alongside it, so I'm just going to turn all these bits over now and see how they turn out. So, stick you back over there. And let me see if I can get that done. Expect a bit of a sizzle when I do it. Oh yeah, that's nice, that's nice. And then mix up the chicken a little bit. Put some of that chicken over there. Maybe switch the size, looks like one side's cooking better than the other. Murphy's Law, I guess. Alright. Chicken's good. So here's my plate of cheese melted on pork. Not too special. Vegetables back in. What was this going for? This one is 5 minutes. Again, do worry about the microwave overheating. It can happen. Right, so it's got our scrambled egg now. Just pouring it right on top of the cheese and pork. And I'm going to get a spoon in here and get as much of that baby as I can. So that was 3 eggs. Medium to large size eggs. So, remember the water's hot already because I let it on. Rinse it around. Put the egg off. I let it clean up as I go because if I don't clean it as I go, now I'm single again after 20 odd years. No one else to clean up for me. So, steak's over there cooking nicely. Here's what we're looking at right so far. So now we've got the scrambled egg on the cheese on the pork. Remember, a teaspoon. Because avocado is good fat, but it's not particularly low carb. I think there's about 8 grams of carbs in an avocado. So a teaspoon of that. Back it goes. And tablespoon. No, my tablespoons are pretty big of the sour cream. So this is fat. So the idea is for breakfast we want to get a decent amount of fat. Now sometimes the sour cream's got runny stuff in it. You just stir it back in, stir it back together. You don't have to pour that out. Sometimes you can pour it out, but it's just good to stir it back together. Get the consistency there again. It's going to be kind of runny. And you see I got a decent sized wallop of it. Stick it on there. That mixes nicely with the egg, with the bacon. And just in case a bit tries to get away, I put a bit of egg on the spoon. I know that sour cream cools it down. Now before keto I used to hate sour cream. I wasn't having it with keto food. So our final meal for breakfast looks like this. Sour cream, eggs, guacamole on top of the pork base. Let's leave it over there, I'll eat some of that in a minute. We've got the second lot of veggies that are on. We'll empty this one out into a bowl. Here's our bowl of broccoli. Smells lovely. Remember, 16 grams of carb. You can't eat all of that as a meal. It's down to 20 grams. Gotta spread it out. So our broccoli is sitting there. Our breakfast stuff is all alright. So let's look at this fridge. I could have chosen many things for the carbs, so for the protein. So I've got some meatballs in here. You can cook 3 of these in a portion, and I think it's about 6 or 8 grams of carbs per portion. I got these brats up here. They're 4 grams of carb each. I can have cold meat. I bought these Jimmy Dean breakfast burgers, so if I got fed out of the pork, I could eat them, but I've not done anything with them yet. I also had this turkey. I could add turkey into my omelettes, into my scrambled egg rather, to get more protein. That's what I buy also for the meals. So I stuck the thing up here. Also I buy this, again divvied out among 6 containers, not too bad at all. And it's beef, so it gives me the ability to have some beef. So, you know, it's the only thing about this stuff is packaged. You know, the nice thing about the steak is it's steak, it's raw, it's not packaged. So it's got a nice sizzle going on over here. Turn that down a little bit. And I think when we take this out and we cut it up and we divvy it up amongst all the plates with the vegetables, it's going to be a good meal. Now, of course, steak's not great reheated. Most things aren't great reheated, to be honest with you. But that's the cost of cooking all in one go. If you're a single guy, yeah, you just kind of have to get used to that. Oh, this is making a bit of a noise in there. I guess it's 20 seconds, almost ready. So microwaves are interesting. I have a microwave. It's super powerful. So I always put it on pretty much the minimum they tell you to for a 1,000-watt microwave. So they say 5 to 5.5, I do 5. They say 5 to 6, I do 5. All right, last vegetable coming up. It's all kind of coming together. Let's see, this one says 1,006 to 7.5. So again, this will be 6 minutes. The other one out. Whew. So, and there again. So one of these containers is going to hold the plastic wrap. I'm not going to use that for food because the outside wrap's probably got a bunch of germs on it. So after I've done emptying out in there, I should get another container out to make it sick. This one will go in the wash. Alright, 6 minutes for this one. So we know we've got about 6 minutes to go. And then we're going to divvy up all the pieces. At this stage I get to get a break, have a cup of tea, have a bit of breakfast. I'll put them away and I need them. So these are the sprouts. We're going to cut it open. Now remember, you're going to reheat these because they're going to be a bit softer than they are. That's another reason for doing the minimum, because you're going to have another minute or two when you heat them up. A lot of people say, reheated food is not as good, and I think they're right. What can you do? We're trying to be as healthy as we can be and be pragmatic at the same time. So in other words, if you're on your own, if you're a single person, if you're cooking, maybe you're married but you're cooking just for yourself, then this is what you're going to have to do. Up the temperature a little bit. Remember, this is the one that we put the packets in, so we're not going to include that in our divvy up. So we get a new one out and start divvying some of this stuff up. So yeah, how to divvy it, that's always a tough one, right? So how much broccoli goes in each one? I don't know. I mean, spoonful. Let's see if that goes around. It might not. Yeah, maybe just about. Let's give it a look. Sprouts are easy, you can count, right? Let's go 3 in each and see where we're at. Remember, a lot of carbs. A lot of carbs and vegetables, they're the good vegetables. They still have a lot of carbs. So, looks like I'm going to get to a point where I can say 4 in each. So another one there, another one there, another one there, another one there. Another one there, kind of works, and then I'll get a spoonful of broccoli with the sprouts. So far we got our sprouts, our broccoli. Got one more veggie. I like 3 veggies. Cauliflower's the next one. I'll tell you get a bit of the ham. So this is kind of what I'm eating. You get a bit of ham. The cheese on the egg on top, a little bit of sour cream on it, a little bit of avocado. It's like having nachos. Lovely. Try and immerse it and make the video. Right, 2 minutes for that. The steak probably needs like 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll be done. By the way, I have no idea how to cook steak. Never cooked steak before. I said that. That's not true. I've cooked it once or twice, but don't know anything about the internals. I just cut it open. If it looks too bloody inside, I just cook it a bit more. What I'm going to do is bring some of this chicken in. Try it up the pan. It's a bit oily, a bit of fat in it, a bit of butter in it. Nice and crisp though. You can't beat fried food. Let's be honest. from a taste point of view. So we'll get that in 2 or 3 of them. It sort of gets trapped under the steak. Good enough. We're giving that steak a bit extra time. Okay, I need a cutting board for that one. So I'll get the steak out. So let's rearrange over here a little bit. Get the cutting board in front. So I'm letting my breakfast go a bit cold. Normally I sit down with a cup of tea and my breakfast and, you know, just enjoy it, savour it. Again, my schedule got messed up today. So I've had to compromise a little bit. Alright. Right, the steaks are sizzling. These last veggies are ready. Just cut them open. Obviously, when you cut them open, be careful you don't put your hand over the steam and burn it. I think this is common sense to any women who've been cooking for years, but to a guy like me, maybe not so much. I'm going to pick one of these, just pour it into, and then separate it out. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of mashed up. This one's got carrots. The carrots aren't super keto friendly, but they're okay in a mix. And I'm going to spoon all that out. So this is, yeah, it's a full video. It's a long video, but it's a full video of the cooking, so you can see exactly what I do. It's not, you know, one thing I have a problem with sometimes is that people say, oh, do this, this, and this, and me being a pretty useless bloke, I don't really know what this, and this means. So I decided when I was going to do my videos, I try to take you through the whole thing. You actually see everything I do, including scooping a spoonful of this stuff out. It's just about enough for 6 bowls in here. So every bowl gets a little bit. So we end up with 3 bowls that look a bit like, you can't really see it. Pick up a mess. This is where we're at. Well, we can see this so far. We've got a bit of chicken in there, a bit of chicken in there, a bit of chicken. So 3 with a bit of chicken, and then 3 just with veggies, waiting for the steak. And this one will probably have some steak and chicken. We'll see. Depends on that steak we get off the actual chop. You know, I like to have a bit of tissue paper, a bit of kitchen towel, you know, on the side, so I can, you know, dry stuff as they go. Don't like to make too much mess. Steak knife here. So we're close. We're close. We just got to get the steak, cut the steak, and go from there. So it'll be the easiest task, but that's the task at hand. if you can hear that, that's the sizzle of the steak. So I'm going to go cut a little bit now and see how blood red it is on the inside. It cuts like butter. It is lovely. So I'm going to do the final honours. Put it down over here. I'm going to put some kitchen roll underneath. Drain it out on the kitchen roll. This is me getting the steak. Here's the steak. Maybe more well done than a lot of people like it, but for me, it's perfect. And now what to do with the excess oil? Here's what I do. Get a cereal bowl, pour it in the cereal bowl, put it in the fridge till it hardens, and I throw the hard stuff out into the trash, and then I just wash the sauce up. So here it goes, and then this is going to be the remember the water's still hot from before. Get the bulk of the crap out while it's hot, while it's fresh, so it doesn't stick. In the water it goes to soak, and then all the crap goes in the fridge. That becomes hard pretty quick, so let's hope this is cooked well, because there's no second chance. Alright, oven's off. Other handlers over there. Let's just see what we got. So we got to chop this thing up now, see where we're at. I'm not a natural chef, not a natural guy at cutting up meat either. I'm told you're supposed to do it a certain way. I don't know what that way is. Here's how our steaks come out. So it's a little bit more well done than what maybe a lot of people would like, but I like it like that. There's a tiny bit of red still in there, not much. Maybe would have been better with a bit more red. But hey. And it cuts real easy, so that's a good sign, I think. There's a bit of gristle on that one, we'll get rid of.